Let me talk to you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another week of the show. I am your host, Tyson. I'm not joined by my co host. Not sure what happened there, but we'll get that figured out. But I wanted to talk to some wrestling with you tonight, so we're going to go on and forward with the show. It's going to be obviously a solo show, so we're just going to do the modern stuff. Not going to do the retro today. We'll save that for when we're both here. And I gotta be honest with you. I just did this stream. I was 1 hour in, went through Raw, and I was on mute. So we're refilming this or reshooting this. Yeah. It's weird, but the show must go on. You don't care about that. But what you do care about is we have 451 subscribers. We are 49 away from 500. So if you want to help us out with that, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And yeah, we're trying to get there by, well, I don't want to put a goal on it. We'll get there when we get there. But we got to get there through you. So if you can help us out and hit those buttons, that would be awesome. Now, like I said, since I did talk, I, I went an hour long and I was on mute the whole time. So I did talk about Raw already. So we're just going to kind of go back through it again, but it'll be abbreviated because I already did this for an hour. So we start the show off with, by the way, we're in Montreal, Canada, home of the Canucks, Montreal. And we start the show off. Sami Zayn is getting to the building, and he has his one-on-one match with Chad Gable to determine the new Intercontinental Champion. So that is our build up for what's happening on this Raw. And now my live stream's not even here. It'll get there. The things I do. Cody Rhodes, Damian Priest, and Jey Uso are also in the arena. But we open the show with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, she has her arm in a sling. And if you were on social media, that being X or Twitter, you would have saw that Rhea Ripley has a injury. She sustained an injury last week during her little scuffle with Liv Morgan when Liv Morgan threw that chair at her head and then also drove her into the wall. So, not sure what exactly the diagnosis is. I'm not a doctor. I'm just a guy sitting in a mask on the internet. But Rhea Ripley, she's going to be out for some time, long enough to where when we open the show, she has to vacate the her world's women's title. So she comes out, she talks about how she's freaking pissed off, as she should be. 300-day reign just coming to an end with like that. By the way, shout out to Roman Reigns, acknowledge, because I kept talking about how impressive that 4-year reign was, because like take everything out of it, you can get hurt doing pretty much anything. You can be like walking out the street and twist your ankle on the curb or something. So for him to have gone 4 years and not get hurt, that's a testament to that run. So acknowledge the tribal chief on that one. But yeah, Rhea Ripley, she is unfortunately going to have to miss some extended time, and she vacates the title. As she's vacating the title, out comes Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, she's on the stage. She is just there laughing, getting booed out of the building. And they have security separating Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, she goes out of the ring. She headbutts, or she can't get to Liv Morgan because of the security. So she just ends up headbutting one of the security guards, the smallest security guard, that is worth noting. But she does that, and we go to the next segment. Again, we're abbreviating this because I just went through 1 hour of that. Our next segment is, well, before the next segment, we have the draft. It is announced for next week, so it'll start on SmackDown and then continue on to Raw. So, uh, yeah, by next week we'll have the shakeup happen. The new era will be complete with this draft. I don't even know if I'm live. Well, it says I'm live. I'm gonna trust it. If it doesn't happen this time, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, when we come back from commercial, we have Rhea. She goes to Judgment Day. She is consoled by Judgment Day. She tells them to look after Dom and continue to be dominant. So, and Damian Priest tells her, "When you get back, I know you're gonna be on top again because you're Rhea Bloody Ripley." Next up, we have Sheamus. He is facing Ivar in his return match. He's been out since like 2003 with apparently a neck injury. That's what they said on commentary. So welcome back, Sheamus. He has a mix-up, or I'm sorry, a mashup. His old theme with his new theme. So like he still has the da-na-na. He has that part, and then it cuts to his old theme, that being like the lobster head theme. So that popped the fans. Excuse me. And Sheamus is also a little bit thicker, so that is. I mean, the guy had a neck injury, so maybe he didn't have a chance to get back in shape. But don't worry, he will. He will get back in shape. You don't got to worry about that. Sheamus will be back. But yeah, he's a little thicker now. That's okay. And yeah, him and Ivar, they have a decent match. Sheamus always puts on bangers, so there's that. There was a second rope white noise that he put on Ivar, so that was an impressive thing. He has this new move where he pulls his kneecap down. I'm sorry, his knee pad down and does a flash knee, and he calls it the kneecap. And then that led to the bro kick. 1, 2, 3. Sheamus, in his return from injury, has won. After that, they did a little hype package between Sami Zayn and Chad Gable, hyping up the match that will be happening later. Uh, the production crew's just been on point with everything they do, like video package wise, some of the production changes, shots, and stuff. So, it's a good package. I can't really describe what happened there. But what I can describe is what happened next. Next, Triple H and Adam Pearce is in the ring, and they reveal that since this is a new era, we need new titles. Tag team titles, that is. So they call out the Awesome Truth, and they reveal the new titles. Basically, the new titles, they look like the World Heavyweight title that is on Raw, that Seth Rollins used to have and Damian Priest now has, and Rhea used to have. So it has the same design as those titles, black strap, and the only difference, and I'll let you decide if you like it or not. I personally don't, but it has red text for tag titles and the world heavyweight. So the text is red, but the title's gold. It does beat the copper penny titles, as they are called, but I don't know. Gold on red text, and maybe it just takes some getting used to. After the titles are introduced, we have our Truth and the Miz. Truth does his comedy shtick. He calls Triple H Tommaso Ciampa. Yeah, but after that, we have a new number one contender match. It's a triple threat match, and the winner will be facing those new champions. And it is DIY, the Creed Brothers, and the New Day. During the New Day entrance, though, there was a video package. I'm sorry, there was a QR code. That QR code was for more of Bo Dallas's teases. So that is good for them. I can't really describe what the thing was. You would just have to go watch it. Um, yeah, after as far as the triple threat match, the DIY, they win with a meet in the middle onto Xavier Woods after he hit a limit break. So DIY is your new number one contenders. And I don't see a scenario. Well, I do see one scenario. That scenario being an outside interference, but for the most part, I don't see a scenario where DIY doesn't walk out as the new heavyweight champion, tag team champions next week. I mean, the Miz, he got his WrestleMania moment, but that's pretty much it. Like, good, you got your moment now. Let's get a real tag team, the champion chips, I guess. And then do they get drafted to SmackDown? That remains to be seen. I don't know if the titles. I was thinking about it. Like the titles, they're all together, right? The tag titles, the world tag titles looks like the world championship, looks like the women's world championship. So if you like were to send someone to send a team to SmackDown, or maybe send the women's champion to SmackDown, now it doesn't look like all the titles on the brand. So maybe this year they're not going to do the champions switching brands. Something to think about. So after the DIY becoming the number one contenders, we go to a recap of McIntyre and Uso. What happened last week with Punk costing McIntyre the number one contendership, and McIntyre, he's all smiles until Jackie Redmond asks him what happened with that, and then he loses it. He breaks the TV, and he is on the hunt for CM Punk. And then after that, we go to Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae versus Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree. Um, Before I say the winner, I do want to point out that Maxine Dupree, she's getting a little bit better each week. So shout out there if we're being fair. She hit a good DDT. She hit a fisherman suplex. She hit a crossbody. That was the three moves for her this week. And she did them pretty good. So there's that. But now let's talk about the ending of the match here. So Maxine Dupree, she was getting that work from Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae because they're a real tag team, so they're putting in some tag team specialist work on her. She's crawling and trying to get to Ivy now for the hot tag, and right before she gets there, Indy Hartwell, she jumps in the ring and distracts the ref. So as the ref is distracted, Maxine Dupree, she makes the tag, but because the ref didn't see it, he has to get Ivy now out of the ring. He gets Ivy now out of the ring, and while he's distracted getting her out of the ring, Indy Hartwell hits Maxine with a big boot, and then she literally picks up Candice LeRae, puts her on Maxine Dupree, and that is how they get the win. So Indy Hartwell has finally joined the dark side. She has turned heel, and good for them because Candice LeRae, the way being heels, I believe, is a much better fit for them. After that, we go to the Judgment Day. They're sitting backstage. They're kind of sulking because of the Rhea Ripley news still. And I'm sorry. Before that, we get a video package for Damian Priest. I'm kind of getting the feeling off this video package that they are either going to put more stock into Damian Priest. They might even be turning him babyface, but I don't know. I just got the feel that maybe he's not going to be a transitional champion as we all thought. Maybe he's going to get a little bit of a run. The package was like um, over some music. Damian Priest talked about how he was homeless 10 years ago and now he's champion. So, it's a message to anybody. As long as you bust your ass, put in the work, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. And I believe in that too. Like I'm big on, as long as you're going forward, reaching for your goal. Now, maybe you won't get the goal, but you're going to be further than you were if you never tried. So, you might as well try. Put your all in, go full balls to the wall, and, you know, hope for the best. And also, maybe putting your full effort into something leads to something you never thought. Like, you know, I don't know. Maybe you get another thing because you tried the thing. For instance, maybe you set a goal. I know I'm running on this, but I'm gonna just do it anyway. Maybe you set a goal to like run a 10K. You bust your ass, you bust your ass, you bust your ass, and then something comes up and you don't make it to the 10K or you don't run the 10K. Well, you the secondary thing that would have come out of that, obviously, is if you trained every day and you bust your ass every day, you probably are now in the best shape that you've ever been in. So yeah, you didn't get the 10K, but now you're in the best shape of your life. So you never know what happens, but as long as you move in the forward direction, good things will happen. We'll just say that. And that's like my little motivational speech for anybody out there who needs to hear it. Keep going. But yeah, after the video package, Damian Priest, he's talking to the rest of Judgment Day. Finn Balor's like, hey, we should be worried about getting the tag titles back. Why am I facing Jey Uso? Damian Priest says, I need you, the prince, to show Jey Uso the meaning of the word loss. And I need Dom, this is out of order, but whatever. And Dom, I need you to teach Andrade a lesson. I need you to go with Dom. Have his back. So everybody has their game plan, and that takes us to Dom versus Andrade. Andrade, he beats Dom, of course, with the message. So all that all that happening with Damian Priest did nothing. But post match, they we get we get a beat down. JD McDouble, he attacks Andrade from behind. We got a 2-on-1 situation happening, and then out comes Ricochet for the save. Ricochet, he fends off JD McFlurry and Dom, and I'm sure we'll have and it's already been announced. That's going to lead to a tag match next week. So we'll have Andrade and Ricochet versus Dom and um, JD McChicken. If I have to pause on it, I don't know if it says good, but I think that was a good one too. JD McChicken, McSpicy chicken with no mayo because I don't like mayo. After that, we have Jay Uso. I'm sorry, Chad Gable. He's getting interviewed. He's in an empty arena, or he's in the arena. It's empty because it's like hours before the show. But he's training with the Creed brothers, getting ready for his match. And he's basically asked how he's going to deal with virtually being in an away game. It's going to be a hostile environment. They're going to be pro Sami Zayn. How are you going to deal with it? And he says, "Look, when I won the Olympics, I was I was in a hostile environment, and I was able to strive in that environment, so I can do it again." And he will do it again. And I'll be your new Intercontinental Champion, is what Chad Gable said. After that, we have an interview for Jay Uso. Jay Uso is asked about the beatdown that Jimmy Uso got on the behalf of the Red and Black, the Wolfpack bloodline. And Jey Uso said, "I told Jimmy to come with me." And the bloodline, they're just pulling out people out of the woodwork. We got family members we didn't even know about. But I can't focus on that. I need to focus on Finn Balor. And Finn Balor needs to catch this yeet down. So let me hear you say yeet. Yeet. After that interview, we have a tag team match for the women. This is Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus Caden Carter and Katana Chance. Surprisingly, here, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven win the match. There was um, a cool little spot where Chelsea Green, she was up in a fireman's carry on Katana Chance. I'm sorry, Caden Carter's shoulders, and then Katana Chance, she ran off of Chelsea Green's back and then tried to crossbody Piper Niven. Now that's where everything falls to pieces because Piper Niven is like 200 pounds more than Katana Chance. So basically, it was like running into a wall. But Piper Niven caught her. She did an exploder suplex, and then she did her crossbody thing to Caden Carter, and then Chelsea Green gets the win. So this all was for jockeying for a position for the women's title, tag titles, that is. But I don't think you have to worry about that because those titles will be on Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair very shortly. So you don't have to worry about jockeying for a position. After that, we go to a backstage interview with Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan, she talks about being confused. Why are you booing me? Rhea Ripley took me out a year ago. This was just karma. This was an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a shoulder for a shoulder. But don't worry, the revenge tour is not done because it won't be done until I am your women world's champion. Watch me. This is all what Liv says. So she vows to be the next champion. And if I'm being honest, I agree with her. I think she will be the next women's champion. It will either be her, or it'll be Becky Lynch, or Nia Jax. That would be like really the only three options. I would even scratch out Nia Jax and just put it would either be Liv or Becky. Like that's really the only two options. I'm not sure where Charlotte Flair is with her injury. I'm sure when she heard that there was a vacant title, she I'm sure she healed up real quick and she might even be back. Now they're going to determine this champion next week. It'll be on a battle royal. So yeah, don't if you see Charlotte Flair, don't be surprised. Like, oh, I thought you were hurt, and you tore your ACL, and you got 8 months of recovery. Nope. That was before I knew there was a vacant title. Now that there's a vacant title, I'm good to go. But you can't walk. No, no, I'm good to go. That's how it works. After that, we go to a Cody Rhodes segment. Uh, there's really nothing major that Cody Rhodes said. He just said he wanted to address the crowd because he's technically a Raw superstar. I'm sorry, he's a SmackDown superstar now because he's a SmackDown champion. But he wanted to address the Raw crowd, possibly one last time. He hypes up that he'll be wrestling either LA Knight or AJ Styles for the title at Backlash. He thanks Seth Rollins for having his back, having or being his shield. So Seth Rollins delivered. Talks about The Rock. Said The Rock told him he was going to make him bleed. Well, if you're going to make me bleed, Rock, I'm going to make you bleed. So we're both going to be bloodied. That's what he tells The Rock. Brings up the bloodline. He says um, that he saw Jimmy Uso get attacked. And Solo said it was by orders of the tribal chief. But The Rock wasn't. I'm sorry. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Roman Reigns wasn't there. So who gave the order? Guess that leads to more questions. He finally calls out Jay Uso. So it's just me, Us, day one ish. I know, it's weird. But I did it anyway. So Jay Uso, he comes out. Uh we have a yeet party, I guess is the best thing to call it. McAfee, he's on the table, yeeting all over himself. Jay Uso's doing the yeet. Fans are doing the yeet. Cody Rhodes makes a yeet joke. He said something about I don't know. He made a yeet joke, and then before he leaves the ring, he says, "Until we yeet again." Talking to Jey Uso. So, yeah, that's what Cody said. And then we go to commercial. We come back from commercial. Nia Jax, she's talking about that she is going to be the next women's world champion because no one can stop her. And again, they're having a battle royal to determine who will be the champion. So uh, my money's on Liv or Becky. And Liv makes the most sense because she has that built-in story. Obviously. So we go Jey Uso versus Finn Balor. Jey Uso, he's waiting in the ring for Finn Balor. Balor's music hits, and then he jumps in from behind and attacks Jey Uso from behind, like the dastardly heel that he is. And then we are on our way to the match. And basically, Balor has the help of JD McFish. No, that's not even a thing. What did I say? JD McSpicy Chicken this time. Spicy Chicken. He has the help of JD McSpicy Chicken, but it doesn't help him enough. Jey Uso hits the spear, hits the splash. 1, 2, 3. See you next time, Finn Balor. And then post match, Dom, he's there now, and he also attacks. He attacks. So we got McDirt, we got Dom, we got McDouble, and we got Finn Balor, and they're attacking uh, Jey Uso. Now, what name did I not say there? That would be Damian Priest. Damian Priest is there, but he's just watching. As a matter of fact, he's upset that they're attacking because I guess he didn't want to. He just wanted to stare down Jey Uso. They put Jey Uso. They threw Jey Uso out of the ring to beat him up some more. I guess they're going to put him through the table, and Jey Uso was able to fend off and escape through the crowd. And Jey Uso runs up the crowd, up the stairs of the crowd, through the back, and then he's like on his way out of the arena. And as he's leaving the arena, he runs into Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is looking up at the billboard, not the billboard, but the sign on the outside of the building. James was like, "What are you doing?" And he said, 25 years ago, I watched my first wrestling match. That match happened to be the one that was the infamous Montreal Screwjob, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, where Bret Hart put, Shawn Michaels put Bret Hart in a sharpshooter. Vince McMahon called for the bell immediately. As the legend goes, Bret Hart didn't want to lose, so they had to screw him out of the title. And then Bret Hart left the company, and he would leave the company and be gone for, I think it was like 15 years he was gone until he finally came back. Not to wrestle, he came back on that like legend when he was getting into the Hall of Fame. So, um, yeah, if you remember that, then that's what happened there. If you don't, we'll probably do a review on it at some point. So you can just wait for that. But that was Sami Zayn's first match. So he's looking up at the arena and he's like, and now I'm about to wrestle in that same arena. So we get the shot of Sami Zayn outside of the arena looking up at the name on the building. And then he walks into the building. He walks through the crowd. We're in the concession stand area now. And Sami Zayn, he's celebrating in the foyer with the crowd there. They're hyping him up. And then he goes, oh, by the way, this is all like one shot. So one continuous shot. Jey Uso leaving the arena, Sami Zayn coming into the arena. And then he goes down the stairs. He's celebrating with the crowd the whole time. We got the that's a. So we get down. He's going through the arena, and then he finally gets in the ring. This was a long entrance too. This was like Roman Reigns esque entrance on the length. So yeah, Sami Zayn, he gets to the ring. We go back to the commercial. As we come back from commercial, Chad Gable, he is getting ready to make his entrance. Bronson Reed tells him that he's got next, so he'll be the next. Whoever is the champion will have to worry about Big Bronson Reed. And then Chad Gable, he goes out there, and we are set for our main event. Chad Gable, Sami Zayn, Intercontinental Championship match. It was a pretty good match, as you would assume from. Well, it was not pretty good. It was a good match, as you would assume from these two. We can pick it up at the end here. So, the end of the match, Chad Gable, he gets an ankle lock on Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn rolls through for a near fall off of a roll up. Chad Gable, he does a back, I'm sorry, a release German suplex into the turnbuckle on Sami Zayn. He goes to uh, I'm sorry, I don't have it written down. So basically, from that moment, Sami Zayn, he is in the turnbuckle. Chad Gable's going for a splash counter from Sami Zayn into the exploder suplex, and then we get a hell of a kick. 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn has retained the title. He is still your Intercontinental Champion. Through the grit and the grind, he is still your Intercontinental Champion. Now, post match, Chad Gable, he is distraught because, this means the world to him, because his daughter saw him cry and he keeps losing these championship opportunities. So what happens? He's in the ring, he's in the turnbuckle, he's in the corner, he's crying, literally crying. Sami Zayn, he's trying to do the sportsmanship thing and pick up his opponent, shake his hand, and do all that stuff. The good sportsman thing. And Chad Gable, he's not playing into it. Finally, Sami Zayn goes over to him. He picks Chad Gable up. Chad Gable holds Sami Zayn's hand up, points at him. This is your champion. He beat me. He's the better man tonight. Chad Gable rolls out of the ring. Sami Zayn continues to celebrate in front of his home crowd. He goes over and hugs his family, kisses his wife. And as he's kissing his wife, it was a beautiful shot. As he's kissing his wife, you see him just like start to lift off the ground. And Chad Gable had came back and he hits Sami Zayn outside the ring with a German suplex. He then throws Sami Zayn into a couple turnbuckles. He puts him on the apron. And I thought we were about to get a German suplex here, but we didn't. He pushes Sami Zayn into the turnbuckle. So if you can imagine, we're outside of the ring. Sami Zayn got thrown in shoulder first into the turnbuckle, so he's like hanging on. He's hanging over the turnbuckle ropes, and then Chad Gable puts him in an ankle lock right in front of his family. And we go off the air with Chad Gable holding the ankle lock on Sami Zayn. I don't know if it was a heel turn. It was definitely a heel act. But I don't know if it was a heel turn. I think, this means so much to Chad Gable. He's been trying. He tried with Gunther. He tried with Sammy. He tried he lost the fatal 4-way, or I'm sorry, the gauntlet. He just keeps falling short. So maybe this is just frustration out of Chad Gable. But we'll see if it was actually a heel turn or just a frustrating moment. I could see it just being frustration, and then he goes back to, he lost his cool that one time. But if it's a heel turn, see, that's the thing. If it is a heel turn, I don't know what we do with the Alpha Academy. Is that just over? I mean, what about Maxine and Ivy? What are they going to do? What about the Creed brothers? What are they going to do? We can't just send Chad Gable away from the Alpha Academy. Or maybe we do. And then, the rest of them will just be gone. But that's how we end Monday Night Raw. So we're going to get into SmackDown. But as you do, I'm going to get a drink of water. And while I do that, you go ahead and check and see if you've subscribed to the channel. And also make sure um, like buttons have been smashed. And I'm going to get this drink and I'll be right back. All right. Let's go on to the next part of the show, which is going to be called SmackDown. SmackDown, we are in Titletown, Pittsburgh, PA. By the way, I'm a Cowboys fan, so it does hurt saying that, but, you know, got to keep it real. Bailey gets to the ring. Gets to the arena. She is going to be facing Naomi for the women's title, and that's tonight. LA Knight, yeah, versus AJ Styles. That is our first match. Winner will be facing Cody Rhodes at Backlash, and AJ Styles ends up winning this match. He poked LA Knight in the eyes, and then he hit the phenomenal forearm. So it kind of cheats a win there, but it makes sense that it'll be AJ Styles because it's LA Knight is a babyface. In fact, he's one of the biggest baby faces, so you don't want him just taking the L to Cody Rhodes. So um, I'd say it was the right call having AJ Styles go over in this match. And AJ Styles isn't beating Cody Rhodes anyway, and it's right before the draft. So, I'm sorry. I think this will be after the draft. I don't know, but he's not winning, so it doesn't matter. Next up, we have a quick little recap of what happened with the Bloodline. This being the Wolfpack Bloodline. Heyman, he's standing outside, and someone pulls up in an SUV. Now, you think it might be Roman, you think it might be The Rock, but it's neither of the two. It is Solo Sikoa. And he comes out, he's wearing a black suit with a little red pocket thing. And he gets out of the car, and Tommy Tonga, he's behind Paul Heyman. And Solo says to Paul Heyman, meet the newest member of the Bloodline, my MFT. Now, don't know what that even means. I don't know what the MFT means, but Tamatonga is his MFT. And then he hugs Tamatonga. Tamatonga never breaks eye contact um with Paul Heyman, so he's getting hugged, and he's like death staring Paul Heyman for some reason. And then Solo says, "Where's Kevin Owens?" And Heyman's like, "Well, I mean, the show's already started, so he's probably in the arena." And that's pretty much the end of the segment. So Solo and Heyman are going now to look for Kevin Owens. Now that does beg the question, though. What is MFT? Do you know what an MFT is? That word was thrown around a lot, and What? Yeah, need to figure out what that means. Put in the comments what you think MFT means. And while you do that, we're going to go on to the next segment. The next segment, so we did it on Raw. Now we got to do it on SmackDown. Theory and Waller, they get their they get their new tag titles. Now these tag titles, 100% better than the Raw tag titles. If I'm being honest, to describe these titles, and they're called the WWE Tag Team titles. Describe it. It's kind of a take on the old school, like if you the old school titles, like the bigger titles. I'm talking about very old school. I'm talking about like Demolition, the Axe and Smash, LOD, Owen Hart, British Bulldog, the Hart Foundation. What? I can keep going, but when you think of those kind of teams, it's like those titles. New Age Outlaws. So yeah, suffice it to say, this it's a modern take on the old titles, and for that reason, they look like 100,000 million% better than the Raw ones. Now, if the Raw ones take out the red lettering, I think it could close the gap a little bit, but I don't know. It's just so nostalgic seeing those new tag titles, the WWE ones. I mean, I might even purchase one myself. After that, we have a number one contender match, just like we did on Raw. We got to do it on SmackDown. Number one contender match for who's going to face Waller in Theory for those new titles. This one was the Street Profits, AOP, and the New Catch Republic. I think that was all the teams. Yeah, I believe that's all the teams. AOP, New Catch Republic, Street Profits, and surprise, surprise, I was actually surprised, but the Street Profits ended up winning this match, so they're your new number one contenders. Um, I was actually surprised that it wasn't the New Catch Republic, just because the Lashley's group and Cross's group, they still have that feud thing happening, so I thought they were going to cancel each other out. Oh, I'm sorry, there was another team. Legato Legato del Fantasma was in this too, so Humberto and Angel, they were also in this, so it was a fatal four way. But yeah, um, I was surprised that they actually gave this over to the Street Profits, because yeah, that was going to be the New Catch Republic, and AOP was going to cancel out, but it didn't happen. And your new number one contenders are the Street Profits. Naomi then had an interview. She said that she was going to beat Bailey in the main event. Yes, that is your main event. Solo Sokoa. We go back to Solo Sokoa, and he is talking to Paul Heyman. They are still on the hunt for Kevin Owens. Sorry, lost my notes here. How's everybody doing, by the way, as I find out? As I figure this out. Where am I at? But yeah, How's everybody doing? Hope you're enjoying the show so far. It's a solo show, so those are those are kind of hard. I can see how the Undertaker, it's one man shows is pretty hard, but hope I'm doing a good job. Hope I'm keeping you entertained. Consider hitting the like button and subscribe button as always. We're at 451. Uh, and on that note, while we are talking about it, I will be going live to get we need watch hours. So let's just keep it honest here. We need watch hours on the channel. So I'm going to be going live to get the watch hours, and got some thing plans. We got some doing some pack openings, like the WWE card packs. If you're into those, the tops packs. Maybe we play a little bit of video games. We'll do some watch alongs. We'll watch along WWE. We'll Raw. We'll watch along SmackDown, especially with the draft coming up. Maybe we watch along all that. We got Backlash. We can do something there. Probably won't do Backlash because we have the podcast on. We'll have the post show podcast. So maybe we'll just do the watch along for Raw, SmackDown. Maybe some AE dub. They got the Big Show Dynasty coming up at the time of this recording. It's in a few hours. Maybe we watch along that. I'm just kidding. I'm not even going to watch it. But if I were to watch it, maybe we do the watch along. Anyway, let's go back to the show. And that part of the show is Solo Sikoa. So good. He's looking for Kevin Owens, and um, Paul Heyman. He still hasn't been able to find him, and Paul Heyman starts telling Solo that he's been making these calls. But those are calls that are supposed to be made by the tribal chief, and he is the heir apparent to the tribal chief, but he's not the tribal chief yet. Solo Sokoa, he asks if you're done. Are you done yet? That's what he says to Paul Heyman, and then they make their way out to the ring. Solo Sokoa, he's getting a little bit of the Dom treatment as he's talking. Uh, the crowd is booing him, and then he tries to talk again. They boo him some more, so he tries to talk louder. The crowd starts to boo louder. So there was that. Solo Sokoa, he oh, by the way, I'm really all over the place here. But by the way, as Solo Sokoa starts to do his thing, there is a big "We Want Roman" chant that breaks out. So the crowd is chanting "We want Roman, we want Roman" during this segment. And I put on Twitter, X, whatever you call it. By the way, follow us over there. I did put out that Roman Reigns, he should probably take a long vacation if this is what's waiting for him. So, yeah, Solo's in the ring, and they have finally found Kevin Owens. They throw him, Tamatanga found him. He throws him out to the arena. And what's this? Kevin Owens is bloodied. Kevin Owens is bloodied. Security is out there. They're trying to help. They're trying to stop this. Uh, Tamatanga just leaves him at the entrance ramp and then goes to the ring. They start to take Kevin Owens out of the arena. Kevin Owens fights through it. He runs to a 2-on-1. what, what was the plan here? Yes, you just went out there and you got your ass beat. Um, Kevin Owens did his best to fight off both guys, but you know, two two Samoan, two Tongans, two bloodline members were a little too much for him. They got the better of him. They beat his ass. They go to do the solo Pillman thing on him again. Or I'm sorry, they go to do the solo Pillman thing. And at this point, Nick Aldis, he comes out and puts a kibosh on it, showing some big Nick energy again. He stops this. Sol Sokoa calls off the dogs. And that's pretty much how the segment ends. Solo's getting some major heat. I still don't know who I'm acknowledging here. We got the Wolfpack bloodline. They're beating people up, bloodying people. They're dominant, but you know, then you got the OG bloodline, which is going to be Jimmy J and Roman Reigns. So I don't know. I don't know who I'm acknowledging here. So confused. But if they keep, yeah, I don't know. I think right now I'm siding with Roman Reigns, but I don't know. This new bloodline's cool too. So after we get back from commercial, uh, Nick Aldis, he's talking to Paul Heyman. He takes him to the back and he shows him. He's like, "Look at this! Look at this!" And what does he show him? He shows him two rental cars. One rental car is that of Kevin Owens, and then there's another rental car, that of Tama Tonga, and that rental car is T-boned into Kevin Owens' rental car. So why was Kevin Owens bloodied? Because Tama Tonga freaking T-boned him in the back, and then yeah, that's the story there. Now we didn't actually see it happen, but you know, use your imagination there. Aldis tells Kev, Aldis tells Heyman to tell the Bloodline that next week, uh, they're this is going to be handled, and there is. He said losing is not the only thing that has repercussions, and he tells Heyman to go tell the Bloodline that he has absolutely no control over, and he's kind of a hostage over. Maybe he's going to side with the new Bloodline. Maybe not. I think I think he should. Yeah, Roman Reigns is. Yeah, Roman Reigns is the tribal chief. However, it all depends on how long. I guess it depends on how long Heyman wants to keep going. Because if he wants to keep going, you put your eggs in the young basket of Sol Sokoa. But if you don't, then you ride it out with Roman Reigns, and when he comes back, you keep it going with him. I don't know, but I need to see more. It also might be like I wouldn't say it's a Stockholm syndrome, but him kind of being trapped, he might just start to side with the bloodline naturally, if you will. And that being the Wolfpack bloodline, not the original black and white bloodline. Next up, we have a grudge match to determine who is telling the truth. Wait, I didn't do that right. Let me try that again. So you know how You know how Dragon Lee was attacked a few weeks ago? Carlito's blaming Santos Escobar, and Santos Escobar is blaming, or he's not blaming anybody, but he's saying he didn't do it. Well, what is the one? Escobar says that he's going to prove once and for all that he's not lying and he didn't attack Dragon Lee. And what's the one way for that to happen? No, it's not playing the video footage or anything. It is having a one-on-one match against Carlito, and the winner of that match obviously is telling the truth. Because so yeah, we have a one-on-one match, Escobar versus Carlito, and Escobar wins. So I guess he is telling the truth because he won the match. After that, we go to a damage control segment. Damage control, they're sitting in the skybox, getting ready to watch the Naomi versus Bailey match. Um, I think it was Kayla Braxton had made it up to the skybox, and she asked Dakota Kai about EO being a former champion. Dakota Kai was upset. How dare you ask that kind of a question? Why would you say she's a former champion? Uh, I don't know. Maybe because she is a former champion. And Dakota Kai says Damage Control is the most dominant faction in the WWE. And the Kabuki Warriors are going to be tag team champions forever. All of a sudden, in the next door skybox, in walks Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. So they're telling you right there those where those titles are going. The agenda of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill is going to be in full effect. Just get ready. That leads us to our main event on SmackDown. Naomi versus Bailey for the the WWE Women's Champion. Now, would you guess that a fresh champion Bailey is out there? I was going to lose her first match. You would be wrong if you thought so, because she's not. So, now they had a good match. They had a good match for what it was worth. At the end of the match, they fight to the outside. And who else but Tiffany Stratton makes an appearance, and she attacks Bailey and Naomi, causing a no contest. And she tells everybody it's Tiffy time. She takes Naomi and Bailey and she puts them in the ring, and then she does the prettiest moonsault ever on both of them at the same time. And we go off the air with Tiffany Stratton standing tall. And then we shoot up, and Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, I don't know, they're still in the press box. They're acting like they're gonna try to go down there. There's no way that they would be able to get down there in time. But yeah, they're acting pissed off. Damage Control was laughing, and that's how we go off the air. So seems like we will have a triple threat match: Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Bailey at some point, probably at Backlash. I guess that's your way to not beat Tiffany Stratton clean. Naomi, you're going to be taking that pin, unfortunately. Sorry for you. But yes, that was Raw. That was SmackDown. That was the solo show. Hope you enjoy. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And we got a little bit of news here, so we'll go over that. Like I said, we won't do the retro portion this week because we will wait for Harry to get back when we do that part. And for the news segment, a former wait, let me reset here because we're about to YouTube video. It's gonna be a YouTube video, guy. Oh, we're not gonna show the picture. Whatever. Well, the good news is this time I didn't. This time I am still not muted, so that is good news. Where we at? All right. WWE. The WWE has released a former champion in the wake of post WrestleMania releases. The WWE is in the midst of some budget cuts. Uh, don't do that. I'm not gonna do the YouTube thing. I'm just gonna straight up let me talk to you. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. So yeah, um, the WWE they have made some releases, including a Chinese-born star, a former WWE champion, and some guys who should have been champion. That coming up right now. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let's get into the news. So the WWE has released post Mania every year after WrestleMania. You know that WWE will do the releases, and this year we have gotten them started. Now, none of these talents is well, one of them, like I said, one is a former champion, so that is going to be a bigger name. But aside from that, some of these are just like scraping the bottom of the barrel. So we have Xia Li. She was released. She was the first born Chinese WWE superstar, as they said. Unfortunately for Xia Li, she never really connected with the main roster. Um, I always liked her. Uh, People didn't. It was hit or miss on if you liked her little knockout gimmick, where she would do the spin kick and knock people out. Not everybody was a fan of that. I guess the more so the execution of it because it didn't look the best. And they also tried like the comic book character thing for her. Uh, these all didn't connect with the crowd. Now, I'll say she didn't have like a lot of TV time to do this, so yeah, she didn't connect with the crowd, but she also didn't have too much time. Like she there was that one build where she was knocking bitches out and it was like building her to lose to Becky Lynch and Valkyrie or Valkyrie or whatever her name is. So there's that. But yeah, she was the firstborn Chinese superstar. Sorry, I said that wrong. She was the first Chinese born superstar to be in the WWE. For me, the best gimmick for her was when she was with the 1,000-year-old entity. That was the best entirely. But She is future endeavored. The other name is Zion Quinn. Uh, I guess the most notable thing for Zion Quinn is he lost to Quincy Elliott. So, yeah. Next, we the next people who got cut, we got Veer Mahal, Sangha, so Inda Share, and they were released. They were the latest of the releases, and I don't know. They both took the. They really didn't do. They really didn't do anything. From being honest, they did have. They were the one of the better looking tag teams. I don't know why they never got pushed. Now they did do this Twitter thing where they took to Twitter. Sangha mainly did this. He took to Twitter, talked about how WWE they want views. You know, they want the Indian market on Facebook. They want it on YouTube. You know, they want to prance around their Indian talent, but they won't push them. Right? They won't push them to the top. They won't make an Indian born champion. Now remember, or an Indian champion, or there's no guy at the top like at the like Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso level that's Indian born or so. And that's kind of what he was calling out, which leads to the next release. The next release is Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja. He is also unemployed. Oh, that didn't work out so good, but yeah, he is unemployed in the unemployment line. So yeah, he was champion. He had that title run in 2000, whatever that was. If you remember, he was part of the 3MB, the three man band, and then he got drafted to SmackDown. He beats Randy Orton for the title after winning a number one contendership match. Some people call those dark days. Um, I thought it was pretty good. This was also around the time that they were going to India, but that's here nor there. But yes, Inda Share out, Zion Lee. I'm sorry, Zia Lee out, Zion Quinn out. And at the time of this recording, those are the only releases. If there are more, we will definitely keep you posted. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and yeah, we'll let you know if there are any more. But I think that's going to do it for the show. So the only thing I'm going to say now is top guy, singular.